love to be God magnet. Lobsters and I don't you grab it. Welcome to Lobster Magnets Review, the channel, the review. I'm here with my good buddy Gorogregoro, and we are here to talk about the second half of Season 2, Episode 13 of My Hero Academia. We are so jonesing for this. I was really pleased. It was a really fun, lighthearted episode. I knew it was going to be a good one. This was like a really fun chapter, and I have some interesting, insightful things to say about it.
I don't know if I'd call it super lighthearted, because towards the end
okay, it got more dramatic to this end, but like the name thing was like, you know, super fun, and like, you know, it was a really good scene.
Yeah, sure. The coming up with the names was pretty cool.
Well,
There's some of them came up with pretty good names, like what was Frog Girl's name? Froppy. Froppy's cute
like,
name.
Yeah, people are gonna love that, and they're gonna like be like, "Oh my God, you're my waifu, Sui-chan. I love Froppy."
Froppy waifu.
Well,
Yep.
she's like a huge breakout side character. There's like a shit ton of fan art for her.
Yeah, there should be more. Fan art for Invisible Girl. I think she's my waifu. Invisible Girl.
Yeah, Invisible Girl makes the best waifu. Isn't that true?
She just wants to be seen and noticed.
Yeah, and she's Stealth Girl, Invisible Girl. So here's what I really think is really interesting about the idea of like codenames and identities.
Mm-hmm.
In the My Hero Academia world, and generally in shonen manga, like a big trope of superhero manga is like the secret identity. Oh my God, you can't let your secret identity because your enemies are gonna come get you.
Yeah.
And shonen manga, my theory, and maybe I'll make a video about this someday, is that like it's basically the Eastern equivalent. They're superhero stories. They are all superhero stories. Oh, Bleach is actually supernatural. No, it's a superhero story. Ichigo's a fucking superhero. Naruto's a superhero. Luffy's a superhero. The thing is that like within each of their respective worlds, they always operate within like a larger organization or power structure. Mm-hmm. Where, like, you know, being a pirate with the devil fruit, you know, that's cool, but, like, there are tons of other people who are also pirates with devil fruit. There are tons of other ninjas. They're all better than Naruto and Luffy, and half the fun of it is seeing them claw their way up in this pre-established structure. So it's not like something like Spider-Man or Superman, where it's like, oh, I got my day job, but now I'm going to do my superhero stuff.
By the way, is your bird, like, in your room right now?
You know, he actually isn't. He's really far away.
Oh. Okay. So, trying to figure out a way to relate the bird talk to what we're talking My Hero Academia. So, your bird's name is going to be Squawk Squawk, isn't it? That's going to be your bird's superhero name.
Yeah. Well, if my quirk is like talking to parrots and sicking parrots on people.
You'll be Squawk Squawk.
Yeah, Squawk Squawk. But the interesting thing about My Hero is the sense that, like, you know, everyone knows who Endeavor is. Everyone knows who All Might is. His civilian name is Toshinori. I don't know what Endeavor's civilian name is. But, you know, and Endeavor isn't worried about, like, you know, people coming to his house. It's like, oh my God, haha, Endeavor, I found you. Now I'm going to hurt your family. It's his job. And if anything, like, you know, the name, what makes this like scene so important is like the name you pick as your superhero name or code name is what the role you will eventually like grow into. That's what you will become. That is what you were striving to work towards. You were building up your identity around it. So for like a good example is like, you know, Kirishima, the Harden guy, and you know, it's like I picked Red Riot because I want to pay tribute to the Crimson hero, Crimson Dynamo or something.
Right.
And like he has this vision of like, you know, I'm Red Riot, I'm red, and I'm gonna riot around, and I'm super hard, and this is the thing I'm gonna build, and I'm gonna build my identity about this hero name as I formulate my, go from being a high schooler to formulating my identity as a professional hero adult.
Yeah. And some of them aren't the most creative, but, you know, some you could tell, like, there's a lot of thought to them. And that's pretty cool. It's like trying to cement their identities in, in the universe.
Yeah, and it's a great scene, and I think it's really interesting compared to like American superhero costume, or where it's like secret identity is such a big ideal, and Batman can be who he really wants to be, but he can't be when he's Bruce Wayne, and Bruce Wayne's just a facade, so he can be Batman. Versus, you know, um, everyone knows who I am. My goal is to build an identity that people know me by, and it's kind of interesting to like, similar to like using an online handle, like Gorogregoro. You named because you like Doro Hedoro and you combine it with Greg, so Gorogregoro, and it's kind of fun to say. And like the more you use that, like your previous like online handle was DLN. Because you picked it because you had the affinity of that obscure Star Wars character who was like a fucking bird monster.
Yep.
I have consistently used Lobster Magnet because for two reasons. One, I love that old song, which I play a version of now at the beginning of every one of these videos. That was like my big like identifying piece of internet culture when I was younger. Back when all there was just Flash animations. Mm-hmm. And the other reason is because I fucking love eating lobster. It's my favorite fucking food, man. Ever since I was a child, I just love going to eat seafood restaurants and eating lobster. And like,
What about the magnet aspects of your name?
The magnet, I just took it for the song. There really isn't anything, although, maybe I could pull up some bullshit because like, I love that.
What about the insane clown posse?
Clown posse. Magnets, how do they work? Yeah, I can try to pull some.
Mystery.
Yeah, no, it's just from that song. So that is my online handle, superhero identity. That is, I'm trying to grow into the Lobster Man, and I'm building this channel to assume my lobster superpower identity. The lobster icon, which you see everywhere. Eventually, there's going to be a much better piece of banner art. I've got like a placeholder banner art as I build my YouTube brand personality doll.
God, that was terrible.
Yeah, my stupid English attempt.
The English.
Yeah.
Well, anyway.
Yeah. But it was a really fun episode. I was really happy, and I think the idea of secret identities is really interesting to see in this because, like, that's one of the reasons why I was always like a big proponent of My Hero Academia. Like, to me, it represents the ultimate fusion of superheroes and shonen manga. And shonen manga is already basically superhero stories, so it's like a natural extension to like basically take the settings and stylistics of an American superhero comic and apply the lessons of shonen manga, which is like growth, evolution, being a part of a hierarchy and structure.
This is also kind of interesting because, in a way, a lot of people can relate to this kind of thing, like choosing a name for yourself. Display yourself online. You become essentially an internet superhero. In a way,
yeah. Like, name's very important. Like, there's this stupid like thing about like the Overwatch for that Blizzard did this ad for like the Overwatch League, and they talk about this guy and like you're Crusher 96, and then how that like the identity builds around Crusher, and there's like sexy woman as he's like walking into the arena, and he's like, oh, you're Crusher. Oh my God, Crusher, 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 and how like making that name and signing that check is like all about how you build your persona.
Yeah. It's interesting. I think it can relate to a lot of people, and it's like I think that can be fun for like a younger audience. And
yeah, I think it's definitely something that's gonna continue to keep the strain on My Hero Academia. So now we should talk about the more depressing side of the episode, as the tone changes with Ida and the revelation that his brother. And it also figures names are not just something we choose ourselves; they can also be legacies, as we see with Ida. Where that really heartbreaking scene where his brother, who he looks up to, and
he looks like he's paralyzed now.
Yeah, he's paralyzed. He's never going to be a hero again, which is almost more crushing than being killed.
Yeah, that is very tragic. And then he even asks Ida, he's like, "Could you please carry on the name
Ignium."
Or whatever his name is, however you pronounce it.
Well, there's two reasons. Ida doesn't want to announce to the classroom about the fate of his brother, and he also doesn't feel like he's worthy of taking up that mantle yet.
I definitely see that with that scene. It was a very touching moment, like because you really feel for Ida there. You're like, he's got like he feels like he's under like he's got so much pressure to like honor honor his brother's name. But, at the same time, he doesn't want to say that his brother is like, his brother fell in the fight.
Yeah.
And announce it like fully.
He doesn't want to admit it.
He doesn't want to fully admit that his brother is never gonna be the hero that he once was. He wants that name to be his brother's and not necessarily something that he will, like, he doesn't want the memory of his brother to like go away, I guess.
Yeah. There's it's a really simple scene, but there's like a lot of subtext and pathos you can read into it. Which,
exactly.
And it was a great scene in the manga. It's a great scene here. I love Deku / Midoriya's like reflection upon it. Like, I knew something was wrong. I knew something was right. I should have done something. I could have stopped what's going to happen next.
Well, and that's the thing. I don't know what's going to happen next, but you do. I'm really curious what's going to happen. Ida's going to be interning in the place where his brother was attacked.
Yeah, where the hero killer is supposedly like, mucking about.
Yeah. And this should be really good. All the internship things sound very cool and interesting. Why can't real school be like that? Like, why the fuck can't real school be like that? Just like, oh, you're going to intern in the profession that, you signed up for.
No, you got to like prove yourself and apply and beg for the right to work for free.
Why can't internships work with the schools? Like, better.
That'd be nice. Well, sometimes they do. Like, I don't know. I've heard stories about like Harvard students getting like a shoe-in to the Colbert Report, and they have to like go through some stupid program. But the internship is very it's interesting.
That would
like
actually make school matter, I think, in lots of ways. It was like that might help the education system a little bit more, make it more valid.
Yeah, versus the liberal arts bullshit we have that lived us in this wonderful destitute existence of man-childness.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Germany has like a system where they have like more of an apprenticeship and tradeship, and that's kind of thing that would probably be a bit more practical than writing fucking 10-page essays on, I don't know, fucking literary study or some crap.
Yeah.
But that's why we watch and read fantasies like My Hero Academia, where you can have internships for cool things.
Yep.
And so, what do you think? Are you hyped up to see Toshinori's Deku's meeting Gran Torino, his internship with a guy who has deep connections to All Might?
I'm a little excited for that. I just don't know anything about him yet.
Well, All Might was kind of it's interesting for me to see, knowing what I know. I'll try not to spoil too much, but like, he basically told you what you needed to know, that like, Gran Torino comes from an older generation of heroes, and he was a very good friend to All Might, the predecessor of All for One, who All Might inherited it from, or One for All.
Right. So there should be like a lot of interesting backstory with that.
Yeah, so he's kind of nervous because, like, Gran Torino was, like, a guy who was very instrumental in grooming him to become, who he was. And, because he was a peer of his predecessor. So he's, here's my successor. That's why he's, like, so nervous about it.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing Gran Torino. Gran Torino's fun. I really like his design. He's a fun design.
He looks like a little Munchkin character.
He's a little Munchkin, It's like, there's a part of me that's like, I would like to have him in plush. That'd be cool.
Maybe that'll happen. We'll see, like, maybe we'll see, like, some really, really small cosplayers, like, cosplay as him.
Maybe. I would love to see him become a great character, but I don't think he will be. All right, so Greg, we should wrap this up. We've talked about this now.
What number would you rate this?
I give it an 8. I thought it was a really good transitional episode. Obviously, it's not super hype, but I think it balances the more dramatic stuff with the fun, lighthearted stuff. And it was just a really good, solid episode of the series.
I agree. I think that I'd give it an even higher score. I'd give it like a 9 as a transition.
Really?
Yeah.
It packed a lot of good content. It didn't feel rushed. It felt like everything had time to breathe. It had a significant amount of weight applied to like the more dramatic stuff. This lighthearted stuff was fun and fluffy and told us more about each of the characters. And it was fun to see in the class. And Eraser, I like that. I don't think that was in the manga. I feel like that was an anime only, where we learned how, the Aizawa Eraserhead got his name, and it's just like, he's in UA, and it's like, I don't know what I want to be. I'm just gonna be my name.
Like, we barely pay attention to like anyone who's like such a crazy announcer kind of character. He would. The Eraserhead teacher was sitting next to the announcer head guy when he was younger. And you're just like it just it just like occurred to me recently that announcers like that, they rarely get any screen time, or we learn literally nothing about them.
Well, they're just supposed to be like showmen, It's like, does everyone want like the announcer girls in fucking Yu Yu Hakusho? What are they supposed to be other than just like cute little demon girls? And the famous announcer from Dragon Ball Z at the Grand Martial Arts Tournament, he's just like, it's nice to see him, but like we don't need his fucking internal life. Life.
I feel like sometimes those characters are solely trapped in that role. Maybe they need to break free from that singular role and like start to develop their own backstory.
Well, all right, Greg. Maybe that's what there should be, like a fucking shonen manga about like all the announcer characters and the training they go through. And, like, what kind of announcer do you want to be?
Like an announcer shonen tournament where they each are announcing, trying to out-announce other announcers. Who would be the announcer in that tournament? That's the real question.
Oh fuck! That'd be funny. Just like a one-shot manga about it, just like to poke fun of this trope. Yeah. I don't know. Could be the One Punch Man for like super shonen manga nerds. But yeah, I'm glad you liked that episode so much. It was definitely a nice palate cleanser. Now that we don't have Shingeki no Kyojin to enjoy, or the fact that we don't have Berserk.
Yeah, that's true.
No, actually, it was a palate cleanser because it's Berserk sucked.
Oh yes. Well, we saw this before Berserk, but we did the Berserk review before.
Yeah. But we watched My Hero, and it was nice. And then Berserk kind of brought us down. I was like, yeah, let's get it over with. Fuck this shit.
Unfortunately, we had to kill that dead dog of that dying dog of a anime.
Yeah. Well, good thing we got like a good another 11, 12 episodes of My Hero Academia left for the second season.
Yep.
It's good shit. Good shit. It fills me with optimism and shonen spirit and general happiness that that most of the time you don't get in real life.
Make sure to click on the affiliate links of the.
Wait, no! I've got a very special thing for this one.
No, like special body pillows from the.
No, not this time. You got to be careful with the body pillows because, just like the gimmick of body pillows, if you do it too much, it gets boring. I mean, I might if I find like a really good body pillow, but there's so many boob mounts pads that I don't want it to just be like, oh my god, here's another character with a boob butt mouse pad, or here's another body pillow. Although I would be curious to see if there's I'm sure there's body pillows with My Hero Academia. There has to be.
Of course.
But what I have is a cosplay outfit of Midoriya's first costume where he basically looks like a green frog.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. You can go dress in Midoriya Deku's terrible, awful, miserable piece of shit first costume.
That sounds awesome.
It's a terrible costume. I fucking hate his first costume with those rabbit ears that are supposed to be like the All Might hair.
No, it's okay.
It's a terrible costume. It's a terrible costume.
He probably just dislikes drawing it. He's like, I want to have a more personal touch and show the face of the character instead of it being masked.
Well, I like it how the smile thing just becomes this fucking guard, this head guard that he has on him. I think that as the design evolves is neat as he's costume progresses. But you know what? You're gonna buy the rabbit ears one, so you can look like a Life in Hell bunny in a green jumpsuit, and you know, so it'll be up there. The description's down below. Click on the Amazon link, buy it, or buy a My Hero Academia, Funko Pop or vinyl figure or something else. That'll give me a taste of cash. But if you really want, you can go for the cosplay outfit before it becomes like, the Naruto Kage Bushin or Akatsuki cloak, and everyone's like dressing at it, and you're like, "Fuck you! I had it first."
Yeah. All right. Anything else to say about Boku no Hero?
Nah, it was much better than Boku no Pico. It's the one Boku you can stick through. Although I'm sure there's some like poor child who's like, "I love Boku no Hero Academia. What's this, Boku no Pico? Maybe it's like a spinoff." Oh God, no, this is not what I want.
Oh God.
No.
Oh God, the horror of like a poor young person watching that thing.
There's also this OVA that's coming out called My Hero Academia Training of the Dead. Once that's sub, we'll probably do a review of that.
All right.
I'll send you a promo for it. There's a really funny scene in it. And it also has like this little side story from the manga. But all right, thanks for watching the video. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm working hard on my next like real big produced video. Recorded all the voiceovers. Gonna edit. Who knows? Hopefully, I'll have it ready by next weekend.
All right, sounds good. See ya.
See ya.
You got a lobster, you got a magnet. Lobster's a 10, don't you grab it.